This is our annual. Let's talk about how the Bills got eliminated from the playoffs, Steve. But there's interesting element added to this with Sean McDermott. How surprised were you that he got fired?
Very, very surprised. Yeah, of course, I'm one of those guys that played a long time in the league and appeared in a Super Bowl, never won a Super Bowl. So you can take this with a grain of salt because I don't know what it is to win a championship, but having a swing at it every year is pretty important, I think. The Bills were right there, and most of the losses they've suffered during Sean's tenure were almost so unique. You almost had a name for them. It took a really incredible and let's say this in the Denver game this last week, and the Bills team didn't play well. Josh didn't play well. The defense didn't play well. They just didn't play their best, and almost still found a way to win that game. Yeah, it's tough because particularly I'm in the building every day, and when you change, it's a little like Dan. It's a little bit like the Dan Patrick show, losing Dan Patrick. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are affected by it, and you can't take that for granted. It's going to be a big change and a huge transition for the organization. You don't know what's going to happen the next few weeks, so we'll see. But you can't understate or overstate. I'm sorry, you can't overstate what he has meant to the franchise, what he did for him, the culture he established, what he's meant to the community, the example he's been to his players. I know his players revere him. Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely enormous transition process.
Help me understand ownership there. They don't strike me as, we're going to make a quick decision on firing Sean McDermott. I don't know if they're reactionary in that way. He'd been there 9 years, but do you think this was in the works? Do you think he was actually coaching for his job yesterday?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a little bit of exasperation, and I think they probably got some. There is a little bit, even though each of these laws that I mentioned, it's hard to beat this team. I mean, they're a tough out. Even during the regular season, they have to help you almost to get a tough out. But even that whole strength of through the 9 years that Sean was here, that became a little bit of the characteristic of the team. So maybe to get out of that, of having these massively unusual and weird and close last minute weird official call, missed call, whatever you want to call them, that's the trait that they're trying to change. And the head coach is probably their answer to, is Terry Pagula's answer to it, Brandon Beane's answer to it. They do have, all the losses have had a quirky characteristic that is always there. They're trying to find a way to get around that, I think.